Another day, another disgraceful performance from Manchester United. Since the start, I've been thinking that Erik Ten Hag is a manager who will bring us back to glory. But at this point, after losing 2-0 to West Ham, even I have to question myself, is he the right manager? Since August, there has been no improvement in the team. I know there have been a lot of injuries. We probably had the most injuries in the league. But the thing is, there is no identity, no structure. There has been midfield imbalance since the start of August, and it still persists. That has to be on the manager. The thing about Ten Hag is he's being so stubborn with a few things that he will get himself sacked. He might be the right manager, he might have the right ideas, but he is not implementing them. He's compromising on them, and that will get him sacked. Let's look at some very interesting stats. We have lost 13 games out of 26 played. We have lost 8 in the Premier League already till Christmas. We haven't lost as many games till Christmas since 1930. And that year we finished bottom of the league. Only Burnley, Nottingham Forest, Sheffield and Luton have more losses than us. And they are the relegation teams. Next, we have a -8 goal difference. We have 18 goals in 18 Premier League games. Only one team has fewer goals than us, and that's Sheffield. We are on relegation form currently. And as bad as the players are, you have to ask the manager some questions as well. We have 1 win in 7 games. We are 8th in the league. The thing with Erik Ten Hag is he's being way too stubborn with McTominay. I know McTominay is scoring goals, and he probably thinks of McTominay as captain passion or something. But outside of that, he offers nothing. If you and me as fans can see it, then I don't know why can Ten Hag not see it. What does he see in McTominay that he's choosing to play him to destroy the midfield balance? That he's okay with destroying the midfield balance as long as he plays McTominay. McTominay was never going to work in this match because he never works against low block, and he would never score headers because West Ham are way too good at dealing with crosses and set pieces. We saw in the last match how good the midfield balance was when we had Amrabat and Mainu both. And Amrabat is his signing. So why did he drop Amrabat in this game? Okay, let's say he wants to drop and play more attacking. Then play Eriksen, who is way better at unlocking low blocks than McTominay. If we had Mainu, Eriksen and Bruno, I'm pretty sure we would have done a lot better than this game. If you have enjoyed my video so far, then I would really appreciate if you can click on the subscribe button and let me know what you think about the future of Manchester United. Now there's the issue of our attack as well. We had a very easy chance with Garnacho in the first half, but he didn't control it properly with his first touch and just misfired it and got saved. We are not creating any chances. Højlund is the striker who has received the least passes in the Premier League. Least passes for a striker. Then our attack does nothing. Then there comes the problem of the conceding the goals. We conceded goals because we had midfield imbalance. The first goal happened because we didn't have a DM who can track runners. Mainu was alone there, and he was never going to be able to cover everything. The second goal, Mainu had a mistake. He's a kid, 18 years old. He's gonna make mistakes. But the issue is, why was he playing alone? If he had Amrabat next to him or with him, I don't think that goal would have happened. The second goal where he makes a mistake. Last game, best player was Varane. But this game, Varane is outtailed. The biggest issue with Varane is his availability, that he cannot play 80% of the games. Varane has fallen ill. Maybe he got food poisoning from the raw chicken. If you don't know, Manchester United has been downgraded as a 1 out of 5 in food rating. If you want to know more about this raw chicken scandal at Manchester United, then click on the link above. I made a shorts talking about it. In place of Varane, we get another youngster, Kambuala. I hope I pronounce his name right. The funny thing about this is, he was only 3 years old when Evans made his debut, and now he's playing alongside him. And this is only the 5th time Manchester United has started 3 teenagers in the starting 11. He had a pretty decent debut, but that will get overshadowed by the loss and how bad our team is. Another issue with Ten Hag was his in-game management. He substituted Højlund off and brought on Rashford. Rashford did nothing. He probably did even less than Højlund. I don't know if it was because Højlund had a knock. If you look at this picture, this is the passing map of the first half. You can see the thicker the line, the more passes there are between the players. And the issue is, there is very little going forward, and most of the passes are with the defenders, between the defenders. This is the map of the second half. Once again, mostly between defenders, barely anything going forward. And the funniest thing is, Rashford is not even playing as a striker. He was playing as a number 10, false 9. And you are expecting us to score with this? Never, against a low block. Another bad in-game management was not substituting McTominay off. If in the 70th minute, we can see we are 0-0 and we are not making any attacking plays, then at least sub on Eriksen, at least sub on Pellistri, just make some changes. Why take Højlund off? He kept McTominay on for the whole match once again, and that's a huge mistake. So just McTominay mistake, then there's a mistake of midfield imbalance, then there's the in-game management, then it's not making substitutions earlier. There's just so much wrong. I know these players are bad, and most of them need to be sold. Most of them, like 90% of them, need to be sold. But at the same time, Erik Ten Hag is not faultless. He is at fault to some degree, and he needs to be responsible for it. Because we are playing some of the worst football I've seen in recent years. I think this is comparable to what Ole did in his last few months. Even Ragnick, even Mourinho, even Van Gaal. It's the same thing. These players will down their tools to get the manager sacked. And Ten Hag needs to realize this and stop playing the same players every time. Another issue I had with Ten Hag was his post-match comments. After the West Ham game ended, he went and said that we played a very good game, but we just didn't score. How can you, as a manager, see that performance and say that's a good game? He did something similar few match days ago as well. It's statements like these which are gonna make the fans hate him. Because we can see, the whole world can see that was a really bad performance. West Ham was shit, like, for the first 70 minutes until they scored. But we were even worse than them. After they scored, we all knew that we were going to concede more goals because this team has zero mentality. So how can you say that it's a good performance when we have lost 2-0? We haven't won a game against a top 9 team away in like 3-4 years since Oli was here, and he won against Tottenham at the stadium. So the issue is, Ten Hag is like in a really, really bad spot. And the biggest problem is he will probably stick with McTominay. If we look at the fixtures, the next 2 fixtures, it's Villa at home and Nottingham Forest away. Villa are probably going to smash us. They are one of the most informed teams in the league. Yes, they are bad away from home, but they are way better than United. And then we have Nottingham Forest away, who are going to have the new manager bounce. So I would not be surprised if United manage to lose both of the next games. I am so tired of this club is that I just want it to be burned to the ground. We need to sell players, we need to change the coach, we need to change backroom staff. We need to change owners, we need to change the stadium, renovate it. There's just so much wrong with the club that is just not one person's fault. Erik Ten Hag is not only the problem, the players aren't the only problem. The owners aren't the only problem. They're all part of it. This whole club is a mess and it's not gonna sort out anytime soon unless the Glazers are out completely. I don't think the Sir Jim partnership is gonna change much. But I think that's the only option which I think is gonna happen. I don't know if Erik Ten Hag survives this season, because in this current form and with the decisions he's sticking with he's being stubborn with, he will get himself sacked. Everyone can see that. I can see that. So I want Ten Hag to succeed, but he needs to make some very drastic changes. Going forward, we are only gonna play one match a week. So I'll see you all in my next video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.